Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome back to the Owlery. It is the first day of October. It is still hotter than all heck here in Florida, but I decided that I would dress the part in a sweater, which is funny because this is like the heaviest shirt one would need in Florida. Like maybe this and like a hoodie, but like up north you need like snow gear. So to me this is like a sweater, that you wear in the winter, but to other people it's like, what are you wearing? You're gonna freeze to death. But no. Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm really excited for it to get cooler after like 100-degree weather here in the summer. I just am so excited for the weather to get cooler. I'm really excited. October is like the beginning of it all. It's the beginning of Halloween and then Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year, and I'm so excited. And my sister is probably going to be coming home for the holidays from being in Japan, and that's just the most exciting time of my year, because of the holidays, and then my sister has been able to come home for Christmas the last couple of years, and that just makes me so happy. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a great end of 2016. I can't wait, but right now I'm going to give you my wrap-up, all the books that I read in September. Well, that's kind of not true. I did a mid-September wrap-up, so I'm going to do all the books that I read from that video up until now. So first, I read Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh, and I loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. This is about our main character, Mira, who was orphaned on the day that spring invaded her country of winter. Her and 10 other refugees 16 years later are still traveling around trying to evade spring and also think of a way that they can get their country back and defeat spring and just be able to go back home. There are so many twists and turns, and there's magic, and I loved this book. It was fantastic. The day that I finished Snow Like Ashes, I actually went to the comic book store and picked up some of my subscriptions, and then I ended up reading them all on the same night. So first, I read Tokyo Ghost issue 9 and 10, and then at the end of issue 9, at the end of each Tokyo Ghost, this is by Rick Remender and someone named Murphy and then Hollingsworth, and at the end of they have this Tokyo Post thing where people can like write in and talk about the series and what they liked and things like that, and then like Rick Remender usually writes them back on the Tokyo Post thing at the end of everything. And I was reading the Tokyo Post at the end, and someone had mentioned that the series was ending, and so I was like, whoa, wait, what? Huh? Like, I thought that we would have issue 10, they would take a break like normal. Every 5 issues, most comic series takes a break for like a month or two, and then it would come back for issue 11. And I did some research, and in my research, I got spoiled for issue 9, or issue 10, which was great. And I found out that indeed, my favorite comic series of all time has ended. And I literally cried. I cried because if you guys have heard me talk about this series, it's just my favorite. Like the two main characters that are in a relationship, they are my ship, my perfect ship, and I just love them. And this is like, it's so good, and I'm so sad to see it end. I'm probably gonna cry here again because this is just an amazing story. It's an amazing love story, but it also had good science fiction and hope, but it was just, oh my god, it was just so good. You guys have to read it. So the first 5 issues are in a bind-up right now, and they're going to make issues 6 through 10 also in a bind-up, and it is worth the read, you guys. This is an amazing series. It also might even be better for those of you who have not started the series yet, because you can start out fresh, knowing that it ended, instead of like me being completely blindsided. I had no idea. So of course I gave these 5 out of 5 stars, because I just love this series so much, and I'm really upset that it's ended. And I'm so, I don't even have words, but it was really good, guys. Read it, trust me. If you're looking for a new series to kind of start but not have a big commitment to, definitely check this one out because it is fantastic, and it's only 10 issues. The guy at the comic book store recommended that I try 7 to Eternity, which is also by Rick Remender, and I really liked the unique. This is a fantasy series, and this is the first issue, so I don't think there's going to be much like that I can give away. But there was one picture. Oh, here we go. This is a fantasy, and I love the fantastical animals in this series. So I don't know if you can see, but this is the main character here riding away on what would be a horse, but you can obviously tell it has the anatomy of some kind of mythical beast, and I really thought that was cool, especially because it's blacked out and you really can't see the details of it. But it gives you some more details on it on the page beforehand. And I just thought that was really interesting, very unique. I don't really see much fantasy versions of horses, and so I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on. This is the first issue. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on with the rest of this series, but I might try 2 or 3 more issues just to see if I really enjoy it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here in this first issue, so I can't really give you like an in-depth view of the plot because I just don't know yet. But hopefully I'll have a better idea when I get the next issue next month. The last comic issue that I read was Descender Volume 14. The last couple of issues have been like backstory issues, and so I haven't been that like intrigued with them. I mean, it obviously does give me good information that I need to set me up for the next round of issues that are coming out soon. But I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I still really like the world. I really like the series. But it's hard when you only get 1 issue a month and they're short, and then the last 3 issues, including this one, have been all backstory. So it's just difficult for someone who's a reader like me who reads novels, and you get all the information all in one, and it's just in there in one book. And so it's difficult sometimes to really stay invested into a story and keep track of a story when they're in short little issues like this, and it's just backstory. But that is my only complaint. I still really, really do like the series. I hope we get into more like present day problems that are going on, but it's still a really great series, and I highly recommend it for science fiction lovers, and anyone who likes comic series. So the next books that I read were actually the 3 of J.K. Rowling ebooks that she released this month. The first one being Hogwarts, an Incomplete and Unreliable Guide, Short Stories from Hogwarts of Power, Politics, and Pesky Poltergeists, and the last one being Short Stories from Hogwarts of Heroism, Hardship, and Dangerous Hobbies. And I did enjoy these, but I was expecting them to be like stories. But they were really just like, if I was born in the Harry Potter world, these would be like textbooks. It gave me history on the world, more information, more in-depth about certain people and places and items, like the Mirror of Erised. But I did enjoy it. I mean, because I'm such a huge fan of the Harry Potter series, it was really interesting to see a more in-depth history of some people and get to know people like the Minister of Magic better. But if you're looking for stories, like a novel or a short novel from this world, that's not what these books are at all. So don't go into the books expecting that. And as long as you don't expect them to be stories, I think that you'll really enjoy these. The last book that I read this month is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I just finished this last night, and I really enjoyed it. I was very surprised. I was worried because it's kind of creepy and weird and peculiar, but I did end up really enjoying it. It's very unique. I mean, I was expecting it to be like, what's it called? The X-Men, you know, where these kids have special powers, but it's different than that. It's a little bit different, and I really like the story and the world that Ransom Riggs built, and I didn't know anything about, like, the time travel aspect of it, so I thought that was really cool. I just thought it was, like, set during World War II, but it was, like, there's a time travel aspect to it, and I thought that was really interesting. I also really liked the pictures that were included in the story. I wasn't sure what part they took in the story, but they really, really did add something to the plot, and I enjoyed that a lot about it. This is actually our Once Upon a Read Along book of the month. The live show for Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is tomorrow on my channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely come and check us out, and I will give you all of my spoilery thoughts on what I thought of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I'm in the middle of reading a couple books at the moment, which I'm probably going to talk to you guys more in depth about in my next weekly wrap-up, but the first one being Ice Like Fire by Sarah Rosh, continuing on from Snow Like Ashes. Really enjoying this so far. And then the second one being An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I'm listening to this on audiobook, actually, and the audiobook is really, really good. The narrator is awesome. I'm just really, really enjoying it. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I can finish both of these by the end of the week, and I can tell you all of my thoughts on them in my next weekly wrap-up. Alright guys, that's it for my September wrap-up. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!